going live. I don't know. I want to talk to the whole world right now. Um, I know this seems weird or whatever. It may seem weird. You may can't really see me, but I like the setting. It's 7:16 in the morning. Um, I want the world to know something. I want the world to know from me because no one else can speak for me. I only can speak for myself. I want the world to know that God is more than what we see. God is more than what we feel. Sometimes you can never understand the ways of God. The reason why I'm on here, I had a Facebook account and I deactivated this morning. I really, I don't know why I did it, but I just felt the urge to deactivate it. I just felt like the people I was that was on my friend list. I don't know what it was. I just didn't feel like that's what I needed to do. I want to reach the world. I want the world to know what's going on here. It's a lot going on in this world today, but most of it is happening because of our choices. If you are a believer, there will be times in your life when it seems like you're trying to do your best, but it seems like things be going wrong. Everybody not going to understand you. Every everywhere you go, you're not going to always get that welcoming hand or whatever. You're not going to do that. I really don't know what I got on here to say, but what I want to do is read Psalm 142 with the world. And it says here, I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and with my voice unto the Lord did I make my supplication. I poured out my complaint before him. I showed before him my trouble. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then thou knewest my path in the way wherein I have walked. They probably laid a snare for me. I'm going to say it again. When my spirit, that's verse 3 from Psalm 142. It says, when my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then thou knewest my path and the way wherein I walked. How they privily laid a snare for me. I looked on my right hand and beheld, but there was no man that would know me. Refuge failed me. No man cared for my soul. I cried unto thee, O Lord. I said, thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. Attend unto my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Bring my soul out of prison, that I may praise thy name. The righteous shall compass me about, for thou shalt deal bountifully with me. He, David said, attend unto my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. It looks like David was feeling kind of a little depressed, like a little down. But you know what? YouTube, I see all this so much reality shows going on in the world today. And a lot of us on the outside, looking in, we sometimes we like to like downsize people. We like to we pass so much judgment on everything. But what you don't know, God is in control of all of everything. God can stop things, God can make things happen. God is in control. Nothing surprises God. If you really notice all this love and hip hop and stuff like that, remember how at first, like when it came out, it just was so much going on, especially that hip hop Atlanta, like with Jocelyn, it seemed like it was all about so much freak stuff and freaky and, just nothing like stuff that we don't want our kids to get into. It seemed like the love and hip hop was going in a way that we don't want our children, you know, to get into. You get what I'm saying? There really was no things that they were doing like far as like being a good role model. Like I said, I didn't know what I was gonna get over here and say today. I just felt led by the spirit to deactivate my Facebook page because I felt like that wasn't enough. And I serve a big God. Excuse me if I'm not looking like a Beyonce right now or whatever. But like I said, we have a big God. There's only one God. It's always a first. There's no way we made ourselves. Our moms and dad didn't make themselves. Everybody on Love and Hip Hop, they didn't make those themselves. Um, I'm thankful because, like I said, when it looks like everything's going wrong, before you know it, God can make it go right. Remember, I said, Love and Hip Hop seemed like it was going in a direction that wasn't good for our children or good for the generation to come. There's so much corrupt in the world, that it just seemed like it wasn't good for us. I felt like nothing positive in the beginning couldn't come out of it. But now I'm starting to see that all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord, and that's called according to his purpose. Yeah, I know you're gonna see some good and bad. But now you see that even the stuff in reality is starting to go in a different direction. They're talking about things that people in the church don't even want to talk about. Like on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, um, you got Carly Red now. She's trying to care for her dad. This is the type of stuff that happens in real life. That Carly, now you see that they don't got on acting like freaky and she want to sleep with everybody man, but now things are going in a different direction. See, the enemy can't have it. He can't have it all. He only allowed to go so far. Even Love and Hip Hop only allowed to go so far. They even got to do a shift, and even Mona Scott them even got to take it down into a more positive direction. You got Esther Lita, who was molested by her father. You got so much going on in the world. I mean, it's just so much. You got Kirk on there. They trying to say he went outside his marriage and he made this baby with this young lady. And look, Rashida even has to try to, come together with this young lady for the purpose of this child. They're putting their ego aside, for the purpose of the child. The stuff that Rashida says, it does make sense. The child didn't ask to come here. And she just being a woman. Facebook, I'm telling you, it's women in the church that's going through this every day. Their husbands don't went out, or either maybe they don't messed around with somebody in the church, or making babies and whatever. And it's women out here for real that actually have to accept those children that their husband have created outside the marriage. Not created, but have, you understand what I'm saying? They have, God created us, but I could say conceived or whatever outside of marriage, have, made a baby or whatever. But what I was saying is this is this is real life. And being a Christian, we go through real things. So much going on in the church today that we don't talk about. Just because we don't talk about it, God has a way to get somebody to talk about it. When I saw the young lady from Panama on Hip Hop Atlanta saying how she, stripping at an early age, and she had to do this and do that at an early young age. She wasn't even 14 yet, and she had to do all these things. I couldn't imagine. When I was 14, you know, I was, in the house with a loving mom and a loving dad. But, I was a little hot. A lot of things I chose to do. I had a baby at a very young age. And a lot of things, in fact, I had my daughter at the age of 13. And I was molested at the age of, 5, by the babysitter's son, godson, if you want to say it. And in fact, like I told you, I was raised by two loving parents. And no matter how much good my parents did for me, for some reason they could not protect me from the molestation. They thought I was in a safe zone by letting me be to the babysitter right across the street from where I grew up. And my mom and dad, they never knew what I was experiencing, because I walked in so much fear. And I didn't have anyone, or I didn't get to hear somebody, come out and, say it's okay if someone is, I didn't have people to talk to me, because my parents, they didn't think anything like that was happening with me. They didn't know to ask questions or ever say to me, oh, if anyone touches you, or if anyone does anything to you, or anything that you can tell it, or whatever, don't let us know. They never asked me questions. They how was your day at the babysitter? Did anything go on there that you might want to talk about? Don't be afraid. They did not know to ask questions, because in their time, my parents were much older, and they didn't know, they didn't, how can I say it? They didn't know to ask questions, because back in their days, I guess they didn't have those type of experiences. My mom was born in 1932, and my dad, he was younger than my mom. I think he was born in like 1933. Yeah, 1933 or 1934. I don't know. But my mom was born in 1932. And I was molested as a child. And not just by one, but it seemed to me like everybody, every man that I came in contact with as a child, even a young boy, would always try to molest me. The only one that didn't try to molest me was my father. And whether you believe it or not, you too, I slept in the bed with my father. Like coming up, my mom didn't sleep in the bed with my father because my father did things outside of the marriage, and sometimes they didn't just click like that anymore. And my father, I slept in bed with my father. My mom would actually go sleep in my room. I know it seems weird, but my dad never touched me. He never touched me. Never, not one time. Mostly the men that touched me were either friends of the family or just my mom probably took me to someone's home or something like that, or maybe we were out playing, or my mom didn't think she needed to watch us because she thought her friends were so perfect. I won't say she thought they were perfect, but she always they were. She just didn't see any wrong in people like that. She didn't because she never had that experience. See, when somebody hasn't walked in the shoes that you're walking in, or they haven't walked in, had a certain experience in their life, they can't understand your pain. They can't understand why you're so paranoid, why you're so careful with your kids, and why you always. Our kids don't understand today why we are so protective like we are because they don't know our experience. And then when you tell them your experience, they still don't understand because of what you have endured, you protected them from that. So they don't know that pain because of what you have endured. Your kids don't know that pain because you were able to block whatever the enemy had done to you. You learned something. Whatever you went through, it's as though it feels like sometimes like say God allow us to go through things for somebody else. That's what I've heard people say. I've heard the saying that God will allow us to go through things for somebody else. And God won't put nothing more on us than we can bear. So he must have knew that I still could bear. I was. He knew that I could bear child molestation. He knew that Sybil could bear the child molestation. He knew that Sybil would give him glory in spite of the child molestation. He knew that nothing could stop Sybil from loving him, not even child molestation. I don't even ask God why me. I don't even ask those questions. How about why not me? Who am I? I'm not better than anyone. You're not better than anyone. You know, I I even people I know you see people on TV on the reality shows, a lot of people it seems like they got it all together, don't they? But behind closed doors, they don't have it all together. There are people just like us. It's just on the screen we seem so fake. Just like recently, um, the young lady, was shot by her ex-boyfriend. Shot right there on live. Um, what her name was Renita Williams. She got shot right there on Facebook, um, on live. That was somebody's daughter. That was somebody's mother. She had 3 children. See, on the outside looking in, it don't really get to you because you're on the outside looking in. You really can't understand the feeling of being in the room with somebody with a gun at you. It seems so real because it's on TV, right? Or it's on live. So we don't take it as serious. Praise be to God. But you know what? I want you to know the world gonna keep going around. But I believe, world, that we should take heed to everything that we listen and see. And I just want to tell you, pay attention. While you sitting up there listening to what everybody else going through, you need to pay attention to what's going on around you. Because this is a big world. And parents, pay attention to your children. Ask questions. Because children can be intimidated by the things, the people around you, or things around you. Children are so precious and they are very easy to get intimidated. Pay attention. While you sitting up there watching your love and hip hops and we watching all this and that and housewives and all that, pay attention. Even Nene on Atlanta Housewives, she's been going through something. Pay attention. Her husband is not at his best. Pay attention. Real life. Real life. So much. Even Oprah. You might look at her on the outside and you might think she always happy. She's not. Pay attention. Oprah has not even got married yet. Pay attention. This is the real world. And I just pray to God that we that have been created by God, I pray that we get it right, that we change our mindset. I pray we start paying attention and try to make a difference in the people's lives around us. Because this world is not our home. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how poor you are. I don't care how happy you are. I don't care how sad you are. Everything is temporary. And I just pray that we all don't just think about ourselves, but think about the generation that are coming behind us. A lot of us, some of us don't even have kids. Some people don't even want kids. But it's a lot of us that do. And whatever we do does make a difference. Whatever we do, when we do bad, it makes a difference to someone. If we do good, it makes a difference to someone. That is why Mona Scott, she's taking love and hip hop in a different direction. She's trying to take it slowly but surely. She's trying to take it in a more positive direction. So you stay tuned, because before you know it, all this madness, what you see, is going to end up going in a positive direction. The enemy is not going to have his way. No, he won't. God is going to let his glory be revealed in this place. That is why You see people at the level coming out the closet, talking about molestation, talking about what she experienced with her father. That's why you see even Mimi had a testimony. The enemy trying to switch it, but she had a testimony. She had an experience as a young child, but because she couldn't, you know, she didn't know, I guess I don't know, she don't know what kind of storyline, but she had a good storyline, but she just didn't stick to it. You know, she could have stood and let us see the salvation of the Lord, but you know, right now, things are, you understand what I'm saying? So much going on. They, you know, but look, now Estelita has come on. It took for Estelita to come and be a little bit more real than all of them and let them know that, you know what, I have not had a good life. When somebody get on there on live TV and say their father tried to mess with them or their father was molesting them, that ain't no joke. That's real. This ain't no joke. Imagine what's going all over the you. You might be watching me right now. Imagine. It's so much going on. Stop it. Stop it. Pedophile, whoever, whatever, you that lust for little kids or whatever, stop it. I know somebody probably molested you. I know the enemy try to plant some seed in you, but you don't have to. You can just say no. Say no to that lust that's trying to rage inside of you. You can walk away from that. If you ever notice, most of the people most of the rapists today, they were raped, whether you know it or not. Even a lot of guys that's living the homosexual life right now, and even a lot of women that's living the lesbian life, most of them were molested. They didn't come here that way. They didn't come here and say, oh, they wanted to be gay, or they wanted to be a lesbian. It's a lot of stuff they endured from children. 70% of the gay men, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it like this. I'll say 60. Because I really don't know. But if you do a study, if I could get my studies right, most of them were molested from children. And it just, you understand what I'm saying? And then it just went on, and they were deceived. And it's hard for them to get back. They don't know what to do. And it's like all they know. Some of the women were deceived. Some of you that's been deceived, some of you that's been molested, you know, because of you being deceived, now, you know, you're not going to have children. You're not going to, you know, unless you know, go through some type of what they're doing. They're doing all type of stuff now, test tube babies now, and doing all type of, you know, stuff now. But like I'm saying, you know, they're not going to even have anybody to carry their name because of the deception what they endured from a child. But I want you to know that God understands your pain. And a lot of you and a lot of us that are living the way that we live it, we don't have to live the way we live. We can change our mindset right now. Because remember, you're not going to be here forever. So I'm talking to you. You that say, oh, that, you know, this is just the way it is. No, it don't have to be that way. I don't care what you've done. You can still change while you still got life. You know, I tell people that's younger than me, I'm even telling you, I want you guys to be better than me. I want you guys to do better than me. I want you young ladies, I want mothers all over the world, be the best mother you can be. In fact, be a better mother than me. I want anyone out there who has mom and dad and your daughter, be a better daughter than me. Honor your parents. Listen to your father. Listen to your mother. They know what's best for you. I know sometimes that you may see them argue and everything, but none of us are perfect. When you get a little bit older, you'll understand why mom and dad was arguing. But don't worry about it. God sees everything. He sees everything. Just talk to God and say, God, take care of my mom and dad. God, don't let the enemy penetrate in my home. Daily, you bind that devil up out your home. You bind him out. And say, Satan, I bind you out my home. I bind you out my mind. I bind you out my thought life. I bind you out my marriage. I bind you out my prosperity. I bind you out of everything. Everything that God has for me, I bind you out of it. You cannot take place in anything that God has laid up for me, that God has ordained for me. You cannot penetrate in anything that God has ordained for me. I'm not a millionaire, but I feel like one. I'm not that pretty, but I know I'm beautifully and wonderfully made. And I do feel pretty, whether you know it or not. My hair isn't done, but I feel like this scarf looks better than anything right now. We have to learn to walk by faith and not by sight. I know your situation might be looking crazy right now, but trust me, it's already mapped out. So there's no need to stress. I have a 2017 Moreno that got stolen Saturday morning. And I've never, all the years I've lived here in this house, I've never had an experience like this before of someone coming to steal my something from me. I don't know if you had anyone to ever steal anything from you, but it makes you feel so, it feels so like somebody just ripped something from you. And it's not the material thing that you feel, just like it makes you, the fact of you feeling like it's someone around you, either maybe watching you or feeling like it's someone close, because I really feel like it was somebody close by. Because that was around me had my truck took it. And it hurts. And today I have to go to an appointment because I have some choices to make. And I had it all planned out, but it looks like that's not what's going to happen today. So maybe that's not God's will. I just want you to know, whoever that get this, or whoever's seeing this, don't be discouraged, but be encouraged. And don't give up. Hold on to your faith in God. And don't give up. Never stop praying for that child that's out there you can't get along with. Hold on. See, the enemy, he can't come bother you through your neighbor across the street or around the corner. He always has to come through somebody that's close to you. And see, being a worshiper, you're gonna always something gonna always try to get on your nerves. But my mom always told me, silence is golden. Yeah, my mom. She passed away December the 26th, 2016. She passed away in my arm. I have such a story to tell. I sit and I say, I want to write a book from my childhood all the way up. I told you I had a daughter, my daughter at the age of 13. Um, I was molested at the age of 5. Um, Back by man and woman, I was molested. And I've been through so much. I even been through all type of depression. I've been when I say been through it, but I've been through it. That means I'm through it. That means I'm not still there when I say I've been through it. I'm just letting you know, don't give up. You might be thinking that it's bad, but it's not bad. I'm telling you, I deactivated my Facebook account. I got up on here live on YouTube because I want the world to know my story. This is just my introduction. But if it's God's will, I have a lot to do today. If it's God's purpose for my life, I will be coming back on here because my name is Sybil and I have a testimony. And I want the world to know what God has gave me the strength to endure in my life. My name is Sybil. I want you to stay tuned because I will be telling you my story, part 1, about me. And I want you guys to hear my story. And maybe I could get 1,000,000 people or more delivered. Have a blessed day and hold on to God's unchanging hand. Build your hopes on things eternal. Hold on to God's unchanging hand. Thank you, Lord. And thank you to all who may view this message. In Jesus' name, amen.